The San Antonio Spurs went to L.A. yesterday, and of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Victor Wembanyama went crazy.
Laker team, Wemby to the dribble, and he can get there. 1, 2, 3, big rookie of the year, Stephon Castle. Wembanyama, the spin.
Keeping the defender on his hip and then using that offhand.
Wemby for three. He's starting to shoot
every facet of the game.
He's going to fire up another three. Frozen Rogus.
Anywhere near.
Wemby looking for more. He's got.
You're just asking for
Here's Victor. Down the middle he goes. Spur. In for Wembanyama. The turn. The shot.
Wembanyama finished the game with 40 points, 12 rebounds, plus minus of 22 as the Spurs defeat the L.A. Lakers 136-108. Wemby is an absolute freak, an alien, whatever you want to call him. And my man Corey Mose, who has done an excellent job covering the Spurs all season long, you've got a chance to spend some time with Wemby up close and personal. He's just different.
Oh my! And not just, of course, physically, but mentally.
Yes.
You know, last night was a historic night. 40 points, 12 rebounds in 26 minutes. Only person ever in NBA history to do that.
Yeah.
The Spurs on a roll, man. Back-to-back nights where they have a 40-point score. That's the first time since the Iceman was playing for San Antonio. And this
one thing I can do is finger roll.
I love that. Love that. But, man, this team is really growing up, and I think that starts with Wemby because his maturation process and how mature he is right now at such a young age, it's evident. It's evident in the way he prepares. It's evident in the way that he talks and speaks. And I think that's something that's really blown my mind is the fact that, man, this kid is so young, but he talks like he's 50, 60 years old. I don't know if it's the time with the monks this past offseason that kind of got him.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. He got more wisdom. But, no, they asked him after the game yesterday, his competitiveness is something that no one really talks about a lot. But when you're up close and personal, you get to see how much he wants to win. Now, I was actually talking to a source this past offseason, and I was asking about all the Giannis talks. And, I was thinking about trying to get into the Giannis deals. And he's like, look, the only reason why we're entertaining it is because Wemby wants to win now. And that's something that we don't want him to be distant from the team because we're not winning. And so that's the only reason why. But we feel like this young crew is going to grow fast enough so that we'll start winning at the right time. And lo and behold, they're number 2 in the West right now. And so Wemby kind of controls everything when it comes to mentality of this locker room. And even we'll see in the All-Star weekend because he's been open about he's trying to make that mud competitive again.
Right.
He's tired of seeing people score 250 points in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And he's straight out said it like, look, if I'm the only one playing hard, get so much horse this season.
Exactly.
So he's trying to bring that competitiveness back to the All-Star game, and that's just how he is. That's his mentality, and I'm excited to see it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about the competitiveness and wanting to win now because, Mark we call him the GM of the show because he's always trying to make some moves.
Trade everybody.
Yeah, he's trying to trade. He's trying to make it. And to me, you don't become number 2 in the West when you got a guy like Joker that's sitting out there, and you got all these talented players that have been in the West for quite some time. And your team, the only reason why you're in second place is because OKC got off to such a fast start, and you have been taming OKC. So when you watch this basketball team, I think it's a perfect mixture of young talent, old talent, and experience that has continued to help this team along the way. You look at a guy like Harrison Barnes, somebody who is a calming force in the locker room. He don't get too fired up. He just does what he's supposed to do. You got Wemby, and you talked about what he's been able to bring to the table. But you got somebody like a Stephon Castle who is uber athletic. And you got De'Aaron Fox that is just sitting there waiting. He's finally on a team that can really contend. So even he has looked at himself as a different role as a player, because when he was at Sacramento, it was him and whoever else wanted to come to the party. Well, now with Wemby, you know that you have that force of nature that is in there that can't not only just score the basketball, but he defends well. And he's going to try to get a defensive player of the year type of voting. So when you watch this team play, I don't see you upsetting the apple cart much.
And you talked about defense, right? It's not just Wemby. You know, De'Aaron Fox is known for his ability to take balls away. He calls Swiper for a reason. He gets those steals. And then he's grooming Stephon Castle.
Yes.
And Stephon can be one of those dudes where he can guard the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4.
Yes.
I seen a stretch a couple weeks ago where he guarded Luka one night. The next night he guarded Shea. Then the next night he guarded Giannis.
Yes.
And I'm like, we're talking about a point guard doing this.
Yeah.
Well, mind you, he's also leading the team in assists and also controlling the offense. And so, yeah, this team is deep. And I don't think a lot of people who aren't really tapped into the NBA or even just tapped into the Western Conference really knows how deep this team is. Because they're the kid now in Carter Bryant, their other rookie.
That's what I was just about to say.
That is coming along.
Yeah.
He's averaging 13.5 points the last 2 games. And he mentioned after the game against LA, I want to be the second best defender in the league. He believes he can be the second best defender, of course, behind Wemby.
Yeah.
But he straight out said it. Like, a lot of people don't think it. They're going to think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm going to be the second best defender in the league. And his mentality to have that at such a young age, like I said, it starts with Wemby. And now it's trickling down to the locker room. And if you can get a guy like Carter Bryant to really start doing his thing with that rotation, we're talking about 8, 9 deep.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell, Julian Champagnie, all these guys, Luke Cornett, great free agent pickup.
Yep.
They're deep. And to beat the Thunder, you got to be able to have that because they're so deep as well.
Exactly.